All right, guys. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and the 17,500 bottom that occurred on June 18th when the sun was at 26 degrees of Gemini. And each one of these planets that we're talking about here, I've noted their bottoms, and we're going to put them on the our calculator, our eight-wheel spoked calculator, and we're going to just see where our bottoms, if they all line up. And now I've got check marks ahead where I've already lined them up. And of course, where there is no check marks here is because we're starting to move into those areas and we haven't seen these dates yet. So I just want to confirm with you, we're looking for lows from all these different planets when they've moved 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 135 degrees, and 180 degrees. Okay, so we're going to start with the sun first, and we're going to take a look at the ephemeris, and we're going to line up. So everywhere there's a red dot, there's a bottom. Everywhere there's a green dot, that indicates there's a top. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done the planets that we have right now that are moving to the areas where a 45 and a 90 and whatnot have occurred, and lows have occurred there. So we're going to go over that together now, and I'm going to show you the research that Mr. Gann talked about and why he was so accurate at being able to forecast when the next bottoms are. So we're going to take the Bitcoin price and the main four planets, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, and we're going to square them around on the eight wheel spoke of our calculator here. All right, I hope you are going to enjoy this. So I'm just going to move this out of the way, and we're going to take a look at the zodiac, the Mazzaroth. All right, so I'm going to bring this into a better perspective for us because you guys need to be able to see what's going on here. All right, so bring that down and get maybe rid of some of that glare. Okay, so just straighten all this out, give you a better perspective. All right, so this is my square nine, my eight spoked wheel. These represent the eight octaves of the whole year. The year is comprised of 12 zodiac signs, and we start with Pisces, Aries, Taurus. We have Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn, and ending it off with Aquarius. All right, so each one of these signs has 30 degrees, and we are going to compare it to the angles on these red. So we're going to start off with the sun we talked about, which made a bottom at the degrees right here. So 0 at 4 degrees. Oh, sorry, not 4 degrees. It was 26. Sorry, right here, these big red dots where Mars is about to collide with that. And we'll talk about that after. All right, so from there, when the sun was at this point in June 18th, the sun was at the 26th degree of Gemini. Now, as you know, we're using the April Fool's calendar. You know, we're off by 10 degrees. So when they tell you it's April 1st, it's not April 1st. It's actually the 10th degree or the 11th degree of April or Aries. So that's what this whole April Fools is. They're always throwing us off. So we're just going to use the sun signs and go from there. And we're going to try and mate it together so it doesn't confuse you too much. All right. So for right now, the sun made a bottom right here. And where would be the next point we could expect a maneuver? Well, I already told you I'd looked ahead. So 45 degrees would be the August or Leo 10 degrees. And that occurred on August 4th. And we're going to go take a look now at this. And I'm going to show you where the sun made August 4th. Right up here. August 4th. Don't look at this side right here. That's the 26, but that red dot right here, 20,000, was where we made a bottom, and that represents the 45 degree mark where we would expect a bottom. Sorry, did I say 4 degrees there? Should be, 10 degrees. So let's just go ahead. Sorry, so we have a dot here. We had a bottom just right here at the end of July, the beginning. So there it is. Well, let's move on and let's just see now where 90 degrees is. Well, 90 degrees would be September 26th, and it would represent right here, right where Mercury is today at this recording. So interesting. So at this point, where was the price? Well, that would have been September 19th. So let's go take a look at September 19th. And September 19th is right here. And there's a red mark. We had a low here on the 22nd too as well. So go have a look at the chart and you can see the sun was there, okay, at 26 degrees. Okay. Let's move on and let's just see where the next point the sun would be and get a determination. So the next point would be from the bottom. Here's our 45, here's our 90, would be 135 degrees, and that would bring us into Scorpio at 9 degrees. Well, let's see what Scorpio 9 degrees would look like. Well, a 9 degree Scorpio would be, well, look, 135 days or degrees. Here we go. And it's on the 1st of November that we would be coming into this area. And the 4th of November is the 11th degree. So I'm expecting a bottom here. And as you can see, I said that there would be a low. And I've been calling a low all the way to November 8th in my previous tutorials. Okay, so let's just pay attention to that. Let's go take a look at Mercury now. All right, so let's have a look here. Just want to make sure you guys all see this now. All right, so Mercury made 4 degrees of Gemini. It made a bottom at 17,000. So we're going to go look at now all the degrees that we can get of Mercury moving around. So I've put the check marks on because I've already gone over all this. I'm just reconfirming and showing you the amazing research and work that that Mr. Gann was in fact talking about. So this is Mercury here we're talking about, and the lows here. Sorry if I don't get it completely in view. I'm sort of swinging it around under the camera here. Okay, so let's take a look at Mercury when it made a bottom at 17,000, 17,500 Bitcoin made, and that was when Mercury was at 4 degrees of Gemini. All right, so let's move the calculator now to 4 degrees of Gemini. There we go, 4 degrees Gemini. Hope you can see that. I'm going to try and bring that into better view, but there's 4 degrees. That's a 0. So now we're going to see the next points. So 45 degrees would bring us to 18, 19 degrees of it looks like Cancer. So let's go have a look and see when Mercury moved all the way into the sign of Cancer to 18 degrees. This is really important. You're going to really like this. Okay, so moved into 18 degrees of Cancer right there, folks. Take a really good look. That's Mercury. What did it do? Looking left, made a low, 18.9 thousand right there. Okay, so let's move forward and let's just see what the next determination would be. If Mercury were to move 90 degrees from its bottom, we know it made a bottom here now. Now, 90 degrees is, well, looks like we're moving into Virgo, and that would be about 2 to 3 degrees of Virgo. Well, let's take a look where Mercury is going to move 2 to 3 degrees of Virgo. All right. All you GANN people out there are just loving this. I can just feel Mr. GANN. He's just loving it. Okay, so we said 2 to 3 degrees of Virgo. So at Virgo, we did in fact make a bottom here at this 22.9, because right after we moved right up to 25, as you guys know, on August 15th, we had a top. So here's our bottom, right? So here we go. 2 and 3 degrees, we had a bottom here. Just hope you're paying attention now. So what's the next maneuver for Mercury? Well, Mercury's next maneuver is 135 degrees. However, we're going to point out something now. Mercury is getting into some really crazy stuff. It's going retrograde right now, and it stations or goes retrograde. Sorry, right here on the 9th. So I'm looking at the wrong month here. Sorry. So in October, Mercury has gone retrograde and has gone backwards and has reconnected and made an opposition with Neptune. Okay, it's pretty interesting. Just want to point that out. So Mercury will not be moving towards its 135 degree area for quite a while, and that won't occur again until, or not again, that won't occur until October 24th, right? So we're going to point that out. October 24th, right here. Mercury, it'll be at the 20 degrees. So expect a major bottom, and I'm calling for a low and a bottom there. You guys know that in my previous tutorials. I'm a Baba, black sheep, bad news bears, just sipping on moon boy tears. Here we go. Let's keep moving forward. So we're going to look at now Venus, because Mercury has got to move all the way to here in our next time date, and that really is November 20th, when we can expect Mercury to be 180 degrees from its bottom. So there could be a big turnaround there. I expect a change in trend or a top or something, a swing up there, just something opposite. So we're just looking for relationships. All right, so we have now finished with Mercury. We're going to go look now at Venus right now. All right, so here's our Venus. I marked that Venus made a bottom, or Bitcoin made a bottom at 17,500 when Venus was at Taurus of 24 degrees. We're going to look forward. I've already checked off the 2 dates, which confirms that it did make these lows, but I would just like to show you. And you can, of course, go ahead and double check my material and check up on my research. And that's right. Make sure that I'm putting out the truthful approach, just as Mr. GANN would expect to do. Okay, so we're going to move forward. So we had Venus made a bottom at Taurus of 24 degrees. So we're going to turn the time calculator to the 24th degree of Taurus. There we go. So Venus, which is this green dot right here, Bitcoin made a bottom at 17,500. So our 45 degree time zone to worry about or to look at and concentrate on would be about the 8th and 9th of, looks like, Cancer. So what happened there? That would have been, well, let's have a look at the ephemeris and back it all up now. We're just talking about social truth. All right, so July 25th is when that would have occurred. So let's just go back and we're going to find that right now for you. And we're going to take a real good look at that. So we're looking for when Venus was at July 9 degrees, I believe. Right? Is that right? July 9 degrees. July, not Venus. July 9 degrees right here. Okay. Right here. Bottom, looking left, red dot, 20.7. Bitcoin made a bottom. So, yep, another direct hit. Okay. Let's move ahead and let's take a look at the next time, date, and bottom where we could expect a bottom to occur. Venus moved all the way around, made a bottom here. So we're expecting another bottom at 90 degrees from this bottom where it was. So that is going to occur around the 23rd, 22nd degree of Leo. Let's go take a look at when Venus will go into Leo at the 23 degrees, and we'll see if we actually do have a bottom. Okay, Venus moves into Leo. I said 22, 23 degrees. August 27th, 28th, 29th. You know, in my tutorials, I was calling for a bottom there. We have a bottom there. So another direct hit. Okay, so really super interesting. All right, so Venus, let's go take a look at its 135 degree move. It's a really interesting one. It's coming up right away. So that would be when Venus is at 8 degrees, which would be 8 degrees of Libra. So we're looking for an 8 degrees of Libra for 135. So we're looking for Libra. Oh, it's starting to come into Libra there. So as I said, October 8th. Okay, so there's Venus. It's moving in. It's in the sign of Libra. Oh, right there. Right when it hits that degree right there, the 8th, that's going to be 135 degrees. Okay, and I'm calling for a fast move down. We could have a bottom right here. You know, we could have this little kick down and then another kick up and then a super kick down. And I've been calling for these. You guys know I'm a Baba Black Sheep, Bad News Bears, right? Just drinking the cup of Moo Boy tears. We're just going to continue to move on. Gann would just love to be alive today. All right. We're going to now look at Mars. When we were talking about Mars in a previous tutorial, I gave you a little bit of knowledge there. So back when we had a bottom at 17,500, Mars was at 17 degrees of Aries. Let's go back and let's just have a double check and let's have a look at my ephemeris and let's just confirm what I'm saying. All right, so Mars right here made a bottom at 17,500 when it was at 17 degrees of Aries, right? and that's June. All right, so let's take a look. So 17 degrees Aries, Mars, this planet, made a bottom. So let's see what happened at 45 degrees when Mars just about entered into the new sign of Gemini. All right, so let's take a look at Mars when it's just about to go into the sign of Gemini. All right, well, we're coming up right here. 28, 29, right here. Right here. Okay, folks, take a look. Mars makes its way into the first or 29 degrees or 0 degrees right here into this new, and look, there it is. There's your bottom at 20,000, okay? There's our first Mars bottom at 45 degrees. Where will Mars be at 90 degrees? Well, Mars takes 22 months to go around the zodiac, or 1 year to move halfway around. So Bitcoin is kind of tied to Mars a bit with the 22 months. It cycles quite close to the halving events. Anyways, we won't discuss that right now, but I just thought I'd give you some food for thought. So anyways, our Mars made 45 degrees, and we found a bottom right there, okay? Where will it be when it's 90 degrees? Well, Mars is, as you know now, or maybe you don't know, but Mars is going to be going retrograde very soon here at this 24 degrees where I expect a bottom. And we're not going to reach this area until next March. And that's pretty far out right now, but March does represent an area where we could expect a bottom this February. As you know, I've been calling for February a bottom, so I'm a bad news bear. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm not changing my standpoint until something, can make me believe that Bitcoin is going to break above 70,000. And if it doesn't break above 70,000 here, even if we get a fake out to 53 or 46 or even 34 or 28, yeah, I'm still a bad news bears, guys. I'm just things have got to, we have to have a lot of things turn around for me to get Bitcoin back on track. Now, I mean, of course, that could happen. We could have some significant events occur, and that would certainly do that. Okay, so while we're here, I wanted to talk about this coming March when they're talking about a great reset. 2 planets will be entering at the same time into Pisces, one will be entering Pisces and the other will be entering Aries. So Pluto will be beginning to enter in March. The first couple of weeks of March, it will enter into the first degrees of Aries and will occupy this sign for about 22 to 25 years. Also, next March, Saturn is going to finish moving out of Aquarius and will be in the new sign of Pisces. So there we go. So the age of Aquarius will really start to begin and end when Pluto has moved through this whole sign. And I expect a tumultuous 25 years. It's going to be crazy. Every 250 years, it takes for Pluto to go all the way around. And if you know about GANN and read the Bible a bit, and you'll understand that the temple had fallen down and was destroyed every 250 to 260 years. And that is because this guy right here takes that long to go all the way around and complete a cycle. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial here today, and I'm going to be putting some more together, and we'll be mating everything together more intensely as the year goes on. And I just wanted to bring you guys all up to date with my square of 9 and my calculator research of WD GANN. And please go look at my other tutorials where I lay out the square of 9 and do tutorials teaching you how to use it. All right, tear this to pieces. Like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Peace and love.